Christ is about Father, Son, and Spirit, and their desire for there to be human beings immersed in the Godhead.
Yeah.
And so, if you can't see the Christ in all of those, and then you can't see yourself in the Christ, I mean, I love it when people say the Bible isn't about you. Listen, there's a whole lot of that going on right now. The Bible isn't about you.
Yeah.
And some of them are well-meaning. And so, again, we're not disparaging those people. But the Bible is about the Christ, and the Christ most certainly is about you.
Yeah.
And so, to the degree that we want to remove ourselves from it, and we can't see that the Bible is an eternal word that is spoken to humans about God and about His plan for His life with humans through the Christ, the Spirit of the living God, then we don't understand anything about the Bible.
Right.
And now we're trying to equate it into an academic, intellectual exercise.
It becomes the textbook.
Where we want, this is what so often we want to do with the Bible. And listen, there's different methods of interpretation that I'll use when I interpret the Bible. One of them is I will consider historical things.
Sure.
Right? So I'll consider historical things to help me see what certain aspects that are being mentioned are talking about. But I'm not going to take an eternal word and try to put it within the context of only history. Because if I try to take a word that's eternal and I try to define it, first and foremost, by just a period of time, I've missed it already.
You'd be the National Geographic.
Exactly.
That's right.
I've missed it already. So many times we have good intentions where we want to have good Bible interpretation. Well, you got to interpret the history, brother, of when it's being said. Yeah, third or fourth down the line. The first thing you're going to interpret is, where is the wisdom that is Christ being revealed in this?
That's right.
That's right.
How does that pertain to God and my life with God?
Yeah.
And then, somewhere down the line, I'm going to consider the time period and what some of those guys might have been thinking about certain things. So I can understand different slangs or nuances that might be being used there that could be specific to that period of time. You know, like when I was growing up, we had this thing where if something was really cool, we were like, that's sick, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Now that was specific to that time, right? And so if I had written a book and I was that sick, and like 1,000 years later, somebody was reading that, and they might struggle to understand what that term meant, right? Because they don't have the historical context. So the historical context could come in and help them interpret that one word.
Yeah.
But we can't take an eternal word and try to 100% define it by historical context. And if we do that, man, our interpretation has just gone into the toilet. It is all jacked up.
Yeah.
Right? The Bible is written about God and about our life with God and what He intended for it to be and look like and what He did to bring that about.
Yeah.
It's about that. Well, if you're a human being, then it's about you.
It's like